Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Zao. It's been a ship that's been requested quite a bit lately, so I figure I would give it another go. Show you guys what the ship's all about. I'm running Azure Lane Atago with Kuznetsov and Membeli as our inspirations. We also have Beyond Range, Arsonist, Punch Through, Fixated, Refill Station. Sorry. And then, of course, we are running the main battery mod 2. We're running propulsion mod, concealment system module. We are running the main battery mod 3, epic version, so that for every 30,000 damage we get a little bit faster reload. And then, of course, we are running the longer range torpedoes, I believe. I think this thing comes stock with the Screamer torps. And then you can put this on there for the faster torps. I don't remember. I guess I could uninstall it and see. So if we go to torpedoes. Yeah. So stock, 8 kilometers, 76 knots. Personally, I don't like getting close enough to use 8-kilometer torpedoes in a Zao. So, yeah, having a little bit of extra range is why I go with this. That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure, so I wasn't telling you guys something wrong. Anyway, with that being said, let's get to the gameplay. Now, I know that not everybody has Azure Lane Atago. If you want to run Gunichi Makawa or something like that as a free-to-play commander, I totally get that. So, yeah, with that being said, let's get to the gameplay. Alrighty, so we're going to be on Shards, and we are in the Zao. And this game is going to showcase perfectly why I don't really play this ship. Not that it ain't a good ship. It is a fantastic ship, specifically in its role. What is its role? Its role is medium to long-range kiting, spamming torpedoes, and HE. That's it. Burn everything to the ground, and what you don't burn down, drop some torpedoes in case they chase you. That's it. You can do area denial pretty effectively with the ship because you have a ton of torpedoes on it. The torps don't have the best torp angles in the world, as you'd expect out of most of the Japanese cruisers, but they do exist, and you got to be careful because when Zao isn't spotted, it's dropping torpedoes. The rest of the time, it's firing HE that burns everything to the ground. Now, why do I say I don't play this ship a lot? Well, watch the two people that are on my side of the map, and what they do with themselves. We have a Yamato and a Buffalo, two fantastic ships. Some would say very, very, very good ships. But, you know, watch their positioning and watch what they do, and then pay attention to what we're up against on this side of the map. Okay? So, right off the bat, I'm going to do a little classic area denial. We know that people are probably going to be pushing into this cap. They always do, right? Or at least close by the cap. So we're going to drop some torps to the left, and then we're going to drop torps back towards the center. Not quite to the right side island, even though a lot of people go over there. But I drop these torps where I do because there's a good chance that if there is a destroyer on the side, he just pushes into the center of the circle, and so these torps have a good chance of at least catching him off guard. Poison gets spotted early on, so we go ahead and take that shot, but you'll notice that I stay spotted. Now, it wasn't the Poison that spotted me. There's a destroyer here, clearly. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get around the corner, and you can see the destroyer is officially in the cap, and you can see where he was actually coming from. He's actually from the island to the right, so I probably should have put that torpedo off to the right, but it is what it is. Buffalo's going to just sit tight and start shooting at the Poison for the entire time. I'm going to activate my sonar because I was spotted for quite a while, heading in a straight line, roughly, and so there's a good chance that the destroyer decides to drop some torpedoes in the gap ahead of me, right? Understanding your enemies and what they're likely to do because you've been there, done that. And sure enough, we spot the torpedoes. Now, as we push in, we're going to try to catch this little turd off guard. Now, the two battleships over there are pretty well screwed. Now, the Z-52 gets himself spotted here, and I honestly don't know how. I didn't see the friendly Buffalo radar or anything, so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he had to have radared, right? Maybe I just missed it. Because this guy's in a smoke screen for me, I'm not spotting him. So, unless somebody else is just happening to spot him, but you can see the amount of damage this HE does to the Z-52. Now, I'm going to use the island here to protect myself, but I'm going to try to stay in position to shoot the Z-52. We've already got our sonar running, we're running for another 40 seconds, and if we get close enough, we'll be able to spot him through the smoke. And that's exactly what happens. Once we get within 4.5 kilometers or whatever, he gets spotted, and we're able to just yeet this man, and there ain't much he can do. Now, he did just launch one set. There's one more set to go. We know this, so we got to be careful. And, yeah, unfortunately for him, that's the end of his game. But, fortunately for us, we get a nice little gap here in the middle of the torpedoes, and as long as we aim for it, we should be able to easily dodge those. No problem. And now, look at the positioning of my teammates. What are they doing? What is going on here? They've had one person the entire time to worry about, and they're just hiding. At least Buffalo's moving forward. I'll give Buffalo credit. And I think he must have radared. I just missed it. So I'll give him a little bit of credit. At least he's doing things. He was shooting the Preußen. He was able to potentially radar and help me there with the Z-52 so that we could get a huge amount of damage on him and get him out of there quickly. And at this point, it's just farming city. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the rest of what happens in this match. We have a Preußen that's running away. We have a Rune that's kind of coming back. We have a Louisiana that's just kind of sitting here, but it's not quite spotted just yet. But he will be shortly. But as the Rune decides to come back in, we're going to go ahead and try to lead him with these HE shells. And these HE shells, not only do they do fires, but they hurt real bad. Everything. They set the fires. You can see there's the double fire on the Rune. We're going to go ahead and start shooting at the Conqueror. The Rune is putting out the fire, unfortunately. But we take a shot at the Conqueror, see if we can get a fire on him. And even though we're not getting fires, when we don't get fires, we're still doing the damage. I mean, these shells pin everything just about. You can see here, Louisiana, we're shooting for that beautiful side superstructure. And, yeah, I mean, there's 10k damage plus a fire. And then the Rune comes back around, so we're going to go ahead and take a shot at him. Now, because we're up against a Louisiana, we got to be cognizant of those torpedo drops, right? Look at the damage that we just got on that guy. Another 8,000 damage. But you can see, easily able to dodge the Louisiana's torpedoes. If you're aware that the Louisiana is there, and you're likely the primary target, Louisiana is pretty easy to dodge the torpedoes. It's when they catch you off guard that they're the problem, because 25,000 damage adds up real fast when you eat 6 torpedoes, right? A little bit too juicy sometimes. But once again, we're going to go for the superstructure. We get a fire on the Conqueror. He's going to put that out, unfortunately, because that's a double fire. He's going to put that out. As he gets behind the island, we take another shot at him. And you can see, I'm just limiting who can shoot me. This is textbook, right? This is cruiser textbook play. It's not that I'm hiding around an island, shooting over the island, shooting at people. I'm just limiting who can shoot me all at once so that I can do a better job of focusing the primary targets. Conqueror going into the cap in the middle, chasing our destroyer or whatever he's doing. He's going to eat a couple of torpedoes here, and he already damaged Con, so he's probably getting floods. And then, of course, we're going to come back in, and we're going to start setting him on fire. So this man's is not only flooding, but he's on fire now, and that's real bad news if you're in a Conqueror. And there's a double fire. So at minimum, we've got him double fired. The Preußen does overmatch us. I remember, I think Zhao has a 30mm bow, which is great against most things, but unfortunately anything with, you know, 17-inch guns and above overmatches. Or sorry, not 17, it's 18-inch guns and above. So the Preußen's 457s, the Yamas, you know, the Ohio's 457s, Vermont's, that sort of. Anything with 457mm guns and above overmatches your 30mm. Which gets real dangerous. But you can see we once again easily dodge the Louisiana, who thinks he's being clever, but he's just not. So we're going to get over here and we're going to make sure that we take him down. But unfortunately, the game ends, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. This is why I don't play these DPM cruisers all that often, because you rely so much on damage over time to do most of your damage that a lot of the times you end up with a pretty ho-hum game because the game ends so fast nowadays. It's crazy. If I got the chance to have like an entire lobby full of battleships with a destroyer to spot for me, and I get to kite around and shoot the battleships and set fires everywhere, this thing's easily capable of putting up gajillion damage. Like, it's not even close. And it's one of the most obnoxious ships to go up against as a battleship, because you'll a lot of times take shots at them and you just simply don't do much of anything. Sometimes you'll slap the out of them, but most of the time you're just left disappointed. Meanwhile, he's toasting you every chance he gets. So, yeah, Zhao, fantastic cruiser if you like that sort of gameplay. Personally, I like a more brawly style cruiser. You guys know the deal. I like to get up close personal, be able to affect the games a lot quicker rather than relying on damage over time. But that doesn't mean that the Zhao isn't a fantastic ship. So, if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.